Coming in at number 10, and this is going to shock. Ooh, it's going to shock. Lady Helen, yes, you heard right. Lady Helen Zille, the caviar queen, the champion of the poor, Her Majesty. Lady Helen Zille comes in at number 10 on the South African most wanted criminals list. And some may argue that the 400,000 rand bribe that she took from the Guptas is small fry. And it is compared to the rest, but it's the insidious way she hid it for 6 years while virtuously whipping up public indignation over the Zupta scandal involving Jacob Zuma and the 3 bribe magnates from India. She kept her caviar-smeared lips shut tight until she got caught. And then the media hush job followed. In fact, she was rewarded. One of Anil Alan Windy's first acts after becoming Premier of the Cape was to approve a 20 million rand upgrade to Lady Helen's palace in Rosebank. The mansion, which is just a stone's throw away from the now abandoned and long-time official presidential residence last occupied by Nelson Mandela and Thabo Mbeki, but not good enough for those who succeeded him, in Rosebank, at the foot of Devil's Peak, is valued at over 100 million rand. Not bad for a politician. How did a politician, a career politician on a fixed salary, get to own such a mansion? I'll leave that to you to work out. It's got me a bit stumped. Up next, at number 9. Coming in at number 9, Jacob Zuma. And a lot of you will say, what? How can Jacob Zuma be number 9? He's number 1 public enemy. Well, that's what the media told you. His 250 million for his Nakandla compound is small fry. And when you mention the arms deal, yes, he was a beneficiary of the arms deal, but he wasn't the only beneficiary of the arms deal. Trevor Manuel was a beneficiary of the arms deal. Thabo Mbeki was a beneficiary of the arms deal. So was Tokyo Sexwale, whatever to him. And of course, not forgetting Cyril Ramaphosa. None of them ever pursued. Not one of them. He was the fall guy. He was the one that they turned loose for the media to devour while they hid. Now, I have no sympathy for Jacob Zuma. He was as thoroughly corrupt as you can ever imagine anyone to be. But he's small fry compared to what we're still going to be getting to on this list, which is going to shock you. Buckle up. Coming in at number 8, Adriano Mazzotti, the illicit cigarette smuggler who has been operating in South Africa freely without attracting any attention from SAPS or the Hawks, and not even SARS. I'd really love to see his monthly VAT returns. Has anyone ever bothered pursuing this with SARS? No. Obviously not. But when you're connected, like he is, to the second most powerful person in South Africa, the esteemed Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, you don't get inconvenienced by things like the law. His biggest overhead surely has to be bribes. Selly's looking away. Nkosazana Zuma's looking away. SARS is looking the other way. Even good old Julius Malema is benefiting from his generosity. Slotting in at number 7, Edward Zuma, the tobacco company mogul, who has indicated that he is keen on following in his dad's footsteps with ambitions of running for president of South Africa someday. Isn't that something to really look forward to? He's certainly eminently qualified, a racketeer, an embezzler, and an out-and-out criminal, fitting perfectly. Once again, our fantastic SARS, rated by the likes of the Democratic Alliance and radio stations like 702 and 567 as the most efficient government department in South Africa, is the common denominator in this. Cigarette syntax in this country is 16 Rand 66 per pack of 20. Edward Zuma's cigarettes sell at that price, which means that his production costs are either zero or he isn't being taxed. Now, what do you think is the most likely? But SARS, no interest. File your a legitimate VAT claim a little late, they come down on you like a ton of bricks. Just mention Edward Zuma's name next time they send their dicks with their briefcases around to audit you. We're talking billions being looted here, people. Billions. Yet nobody cares. Not even the Democratic Alliance, the champions of anti-corruption. You can forget any investigation ever happening over here. They only go after legitimate businesses in South Africa. Best to run a criminal enterprise and start paying bribes. That's your best business plan in South Africa. Moving up to number 6, we have Julius Malema. Again, many of you TV watchers will be saying, no, isn't he number 1? Well, you'd be very wrong. He's not nearly number 1. He's a small-time thug compared to the top 5, as you will soon find out. He's being very well managed by Bekele and company, and he's not going to be tried or brought to book ever. So I'm not going to really waste too much time on him. His crimes are very well documented. The VBS bank heist is common knowledge, and nothing will come of it. So let's move on to the big 5. Sorry, Julius, you're going to have to try and steal a lot more to make it into the big 5, boy. Now let's get into the top 5, the big boys. And up at number 5, the Boykie, Marcus Jooste himself, disgraced member of the elite Boer billionaire club headed by Johan Rupert and Christo Visser, a playboy and a socialite. I rubbed shoulders with him on the racetrack when I was insane enough to own horses. I owned 4, he owned 4,000. He used to spend hundreds of millions at the thoroughbred sales all over the world every year. Something didn't add up to me right at that time. Now, no racing horse owner can resist a frisky filly, myself included. As they say, slow horses and fast women are a lethal combination. Whatever the Boykie does well. And he put this fine filly up in a 22 million rand luxury jacuzzi in Bantry Bay. Probably money well spent based on this evidence. He blew billions on horses and women. I probably only barely scraped $1 million. Things were going swell for the Boykie until the Steinhoff market crash, when he went from the number 1 horse racing owner in South Africa's history to the biggest fraudster in South Africa's history. He got Christo Visser knocked off the Forbes top 10 billionaires list after being there for decades. Poor little Christo. He really took it quite badly. The Boykie also did business at the racetrack. Or should I say he did his swindling at the racetrack. He conned fellow horse racing investor Bram van Heijsteen into selling his successful Techie Town retail group to Steinhoff on a share exchange deal, knowing full well that the shares were worthless. I have sympathy for Bram. I've known him since he was a schoolboy. We lived next door to each other in George for several years. And I hope he wins his court case against Steinhoff for the 1.86 billion that he was swindled out of. However, I do believe that liquidating the entire company may be a bit over the top. Meanwhile, Jooste walks free after being summoned to Parliament. Now note, Parliament, not the court, Parliament. He had to go and explain before Parliament. And when he got there, he obviously denied all knowledge of it. He didn't know where the money went, and he didn't know who took the money, and he was set free. Now, I'm not sure if he can still manage to keep his prize filly in the comforts that she was accustomed to while the going was good. But he's still free, nonetheless. Do you smell a rat? Do you smell a dead horse? Something stinks. Thank you for watching the countdown. We're going to have to stop at number 5 for now. Working on the top 4. Drop your comments below. Who do you think will be in the top 4? You're going to be very, very, very shocked. Please subscribe to the channel. It's free, as always. And thank you to those who have made the effort. It's been very pleasing recently. We've moved to over 200. We need to get to the critical 1,000 for YouTube to take us seriously. So please do subscribe. And look out for the top 4, which I'm currently compiling and will probably be ready in a day. So enjoy the countdown from number 10 to number 5 and tune in for the top 4.